The knives have been out amongst Texans Nation. I mean, they've really been out. I'm just going to go through some of the things that have been discussed over the last couple of days when it comes to the Texans' 0-2 start. There were boos at the game Monday night. I didn't go to it. Saw that courtesy of DJ Bieneme. People in the national media are starting to say that they suck. Dave Portnoy officially said that right here. Texans officially suck. You've got people who were the biggest bobos during the offseason. No offense to this guy. He's an aggregator, and I think he's got a valuable role on Texans Twitter. But at Texans Jacob said, DeMeco Ryans is just not a head football coach. He cannot do basic things with clock management. People are already starting to be out on DeMeco Ryans. Last year, I just asked if he'll ever be one of the top coaches ever or one of the top coaches in the NFL, and people were all on my case. Thought I was a racist. CJ Stroud starting to annoy people as well. You see this from the guy on the Pat McAfee show with the mullet. If you missed this, I guess before every single Texans game, CJ Stroud warms up by like dribbling with a basketball and shooting it. It's a little try hard. One more time. And when you're 0-2, it really looks bad, no? So, I get why people are starting to turn on CJ Stroud. I think the mullet guy from the Pat McAfee show, Boston Connor, said, I'm a big CJ Stroud guy. This basketball warm-up gimmick sucks. A lot of people are turning on him. The knives are out. People are going back to some of his quarterback takes from the offseason. Here he is ranking his top 5 quarterbacks.
Final 5. I know what I'm doing, dog. Mahomes, Lamar, myself, Dak,
Joey B.
He said Joe Burrow there, Tank Dell, Joey B.
No, he didn't really play last year.
Last
and then Hurts.
Dak,
Yeah, bro. Dak, that boy.
It's kind of funny that $1 million worth of game is pushing back on Dak coming off of the historic season that he had in 2023 instead of pushing back on CJ putting himself in the top 5 conversation after 1 year and not putting Josh Allen in and not putting Joe Burrow in. I mean, I get it. He wasn't there, but come on. But if Joe Burrow was out for the year, well, what about Josh Allen? What about him? So people are turning on CJ Stroud. Some are suggesting that he's overrated without Tank Dell. I'm seeing some of the same semi-excuses being made for him on ESPN. But at the very least, they are also lumping him in with the struggles. Mina Kimes said it's an operational issue. The quarterback scheme and the players. Dan Orlovsky, everyone is involved in these struggles. Okay. How do you fix it? Well, it should start with the defense, but the defense seems to be overrated now as well. I enjoyed this funny from Seth Payne talking about their swarm mentality. It's an acronym for special work ethic and relentless mindset. Seth Payne made fun of it, saying, stupid, reckless, ARM tackling. I know that's not how an acronym works. It's still funny. It was kind of amusing to see Seth get into it with this fucking dork. Look at this. So, some of the online nerds that live to argue or pretend that they're smarter than people. I mean, look how long this exchange is going. My God. Seth, you got to bail. Seth, you got to bail. Anyway. Defense is overrated right now. They can't make tackles. The offense stinks. See these stats courtesy of Adam Wexler from 790. Texans offense through 2 games. 28th in yards a game. 15th in yards of play. Well, at least you got that. 32nd on third down. Dead last in points a game and total points. 26th in time of possession. Second most yards lost on sacks. 6 sacks. Incredibly, that's the 8th highest sack total in the league. The offense stinks right now. It's getting called out. The play calling stinks. My old coworkers, Lance Zerline, had this thought. I guess these are some of the learning pains you have when you have a rookie play caller. Just haven't seen Nick Caley dial anything creative in terms of misdirection so far over the first 2 games when it's been needed. Yeah, it's really been needed. But we're not seeing it. Weird play calls on the goal line. You have 2 passes, 3rd down, 4th down. One of them involved a double move for Nico Collins. I saw D'Amico call out Stroud's accuracy on one of them. But, I mean, hey. What are we doing? Not running the football particularly well, that's for sure. People are pissed that the Texans hired yet another first-time offensive coordinator. They're mad that the Texans aren't spamming the plays that work the same way you would in Madden. You have 2 throws to running backs that get you 20 plus, Woody Marks, Nick Chubb on a screen, and you didn't really go back to that. Why not do that all game long until it stops working? Instead, they had Stroud drop back and no one else could get open. The offensive line still stinks. Stroud, per our guy DJ Bieneme, has been pressured on 42% of his dropbacks and sacked 3 times, 6 sacks in 2 games. No bueno. The knives are out for this offense. Why did they keep the offensive line coach, Cole Popovich? Why didn't they get somebody new on that front? You've got them playing favorites. For whatever reason, Dario Gunbowale continues to get on the field, even though, this is from Pat Talks Texans, he had a 1.4 grade in pass protection. 3 pressures on 7 snaps. That's Captain Dario Gunbowale to you. Jesus, that's brutal. And now people are starting to throw things out, and I'm not a big fan of this account, but at least I laughed at this little post. We're getting so down bad that we're talking about bringing back Mike McDaniel, who used to be on the Texans coaching staff, a slightly thicker Mike McDaniel, who probably was drinking a little more at the time. I think he's even admitted to that. Because Mike McDaniel was at one point on the Houston Texans coaching staff. Maybe there's a chance that happens. Maybe D'Amico Ryans brings him in to be the offensive coordinator next offseason if the offense doesn't make any progress this year. Things are really, really bad. Are they going to turn around for an 0-2 team? A team that has the same record as all of the following this season. Yes, the Kansas City Chiefs, but we're also talking about all sorts of duds. The Jets, Dolphins, Browns, Titans, the Giants, Bears, Saints, Panthers. I mean, it's a lot of bad. You're one of those teams. And I mean, if there's going to be a team that figures it out, everyone would pick the Chiefs, not you. So, are they going to be able to pull themselves out of this? They have before. 2018, the Texans were 0-2. They made the playoffs. 2023, the Texans were 0-2. They went to Jacksonville. Everything started clicking against the Jaguars. Tank Dell. Maybe this happens this year. Maybe the offense finally gets going. But you got to wonder who the hell it's going to be who unlocks it, seeing as, just going back to what we talked about a little bit earlier, Tank Dell seems to unlock this offense. I took a look at all the teams that started 0-2 over the last 20 years. There were 6 in 2005. How many of them made the playoffs? None. In 2006, there were 4. How many of them made the playoffs? Just 1, the Kansas City Chiefs. In 2007, there were 4. Which one of them made the playoffs? The New York Giants. They went on to win the Super Bowl. In 2008, there were just 2 0-2 teams. How many of them made the playoffs? Just 1, the Chargers. From 2009 through 2013, you had 1 in 2009, 4 in 10, 7 in 11, 6 in 12, and 7 in 13 start off 0-2. None of them made the playoffs, though it is worth mentioning that a lot of those teams stink. Like, without even having to think about it, it's teams like the Raiders, and it's the Jaguars, and it's the Bears, and it's the St. Louis Rams, and it's the Carolina Panthers, and the Detroit Lions, and that was a rough point in time for some other teams as well. That's not that surprising. 2014, just 1 team made the playoffs after that 0-2 start. 8 teams started off 0-2. 2015, just 1 team made it after 7 teams started off 0-2. 2016, 7 teams started 0-2. 2 teams made it. And then, of course, the Texans in 2018. No teams in 19. No teams in 2021. The Dolphins did it in 20. The Bengals in 2022. Texans and Steelers 2023. Ravens, Broncos, Rams last year. It's possible to come back from down 0-2, especially now that there's a 17-game season and that 14 teams instead of 12 teams make the playoffs now. But this is obviously a less than ideal situation. So how down bad are you right now? Let us know. Some comments here on YouTube, on Twitch. Let's get to them. Ian Lindblom says, Texans coaching history is weird. We watched Kubiak win a Super Bowl with Sean Payton, with Peyton Manning after firing him. Then hire a dude who can't even win as offensive coordinator at Bama. But, I mean, he did win at Penn State in the wake of Penn State having some of the worst sanctions levied against the program for some of the worst things that have ever happened to the college football program. A defensive coordinator who was raping kids. More comments here. BVB09 says, the other problem is this team is just boring as hell to watch. Yet, for now, when you got the bad offense, it ain't good. Ziplox37 says on Twitch, it's like a third-year quarterback and a new play caller need time on the field to get it together or something. Some people have no perspective. I agree with that. I think it's going to take the Texans time to get to a point where this offense works. And I do think it's still possible to happen this year.